first look at high school football scores and highlights from across the valley with Mo Carter and Hannah Oliveto. This is First Down Friday night on WZDX. Sponsored by Northeast Alabama Community College and Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits.
Welcome into another edition of First Down Friday night. I'm Mo Carter. That's the lovely Hannah Oliveto. And we've reached the final week of the regular season.
Well, there is a few tiebreakers going on tonight for most teams. Their postseason fate has already been decided. For the ones not moving on, they want to finish on a high note. And the teams that are looking for momentum. Let's kick it off with Sparkman hosting Decatur. This is the last game of the season for the Red Raiders while the Senators are in the 7A playoffs. In the second, Decatur is up 3-0 when Devin Kimbrough goes long and Rondell Cole makes the catch and takes it right into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. But Decatur takes it right back the other way. Trenton Duper is on the move and he keeps it. And he stretches his arm out as he's taken down, but he's just short of the goal line. On the next play, he hands it off to Josh Marsh, and he carries it in for the touchdown. And Decatur goes up 10-7, and the Red Raiders go on to win this one 38-20. Sparkman will travel to Hoover in the first round of the playoffs next week. To Ardmore, hosting West Limestone, the Wildcats are moving on after this, but the Tigers failed to make it into the postseason. On Ardmore's first drive, Noah Barnett finds Anthony Taylor and he races down the field.
That's how you follow those blocks.
It looks as if he got in, but they call him down at the 1.
So close, so close.
Just a few plays later, though, the Tigers give the rock to Chase Lay, who easily finds the end zone to put Ardmore up 7-0. And not long after, Graham Pepper keeps it and he runs it in for the touchdown, and the Wildcats would go for 2 and convert to go up 8-7. And Ardmore pulls off the upset, winning 34-14. Next week, West Limestone will travel to Fayette County.
Let's check in with Athens tonight. They were playing host to Huntsville. Both of these teams are heading to the playoffs next week. We pick things up in the third. It's 20-0 when Athens' John Matthews picks off Jackson Glover's pass, which is intended for LaDon Shelton. He takes it back for some good yardage. On the very next play, John Matthews is at quarterback. He throws it to Braden Gross. He picks up the first down. Now the Golden Eagles trying to get on the board. Of course, they're losing 20-0. Hands it off to Jacoby Boykin, but nothing doing against this Panthers defense. One snap later, David looking for Bryson Kirk, but that pass is incomplete. Athens would actually go on to finally score on the next drive, but it was not enough tonight, everyone. As we check out your final score, Huntsville goes into Athens and scores a 23-15 victory. Next week, Huntsville's on the road at Thompson, while Athens will take on Clay Chalkville in the postseason. Rogers hosting Hamilton, looking for a 10-0 regular season. Rogers was leading 14-0, and their fans were loving it. But that was until this happened. Jathan Jackson fires a bomb down the middle to Cole Reed, and he takes it all the way for a 53-yard touchdown. That cuts the Rogers lead down to 14-7. Later, Hamilton with the ball again, and Jackson looking for his man. It's Hogan Gann. Watch him make the catch, break off a few tacklers, and eventually he gets knocked down inside the 5-yard line. One of the Rogers coaches telling his defense, guys, we got to stay hungry and keep them out of the end zone. So it's 3rd and goal as Jackson rolls out looking for a man, shakes off the defender, then just throws it up. That's not a good idea. He's intercepted by Tyler Dickerson right there. A lot of interceptions actually happened in this game. Let's check out your final score as Rogers goes on to win by a final score of 27-14. They complete the 10-0 regular season next week. They'll take on Haleyville in the playoffs.
All right, let's get to some Thursday night action. Columbia taking on Lee. The Eagles have not won a game all season, while the Generals are in the 3rd spot in 5A Region 8 in the first. Noah Watkins hands it off to Jalen Humphrey, who fights his way into the end zone for the Generals touchdown. At the start of the second half, Lee is up 10-0 when Watkins fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket.
Look at those shifty moves.
And connects with Chris Reed, who makes the great catch and takes it in to widen their lead. Now it looks like they're just going to kick the extra point, but Watkins keeps it. and he finds Darius Taylor in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion and an 18-point lead, and Lee goes on to win this one 42-0. Next week, they will travel to Hayden.
Don't forget, everyone, we are on social media at Mo Carter WZDX. We've also got at Hannah WZDX. Send us a tweet. We might read it out on the air like this one from Stan Guest. Congrats to the Grissom Tiger football team for winning at Brewer tonight, 26-24. Get that on First Down Friday night, and we just did it right there. We got more to come on the super show, mega show of First Down Friday night. We got so many more scores and highlights, so I'm gonna let us go to break so we get back and have more time to do that. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It's time for our Spirit of the Week segment, and of course, it is brought to you by the wonderful people out at Bojangles. Congratulations goes out to the Athens Golden Eagle Marching Band. They're under the direction of Ryan Nix. Now, last Saturday, the band hosted their own marching band competition for the first time ever, with 15 bands competing, including UNA. They also have competed in the Tennessee Valley Marching Band competition, which was on October the 21st, received all superior ratings and best in class categories. Once again, congratulations to the Athens Marching Band. Our Spirit of the Week, which is brought to you by Bojangles.
Westminster Christian is in the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Tonight, the Wildcats are finishing the regular season against Priceville. For the Bulldogs, this is it after only winning 2 games so far this season. But what happens tonight will impact a tiebreaker in 3A Region 8. A Priceville win will help West Morgan get into the playoffs. But in the first, Westminster's opening drive there, Ian Thies finds Brooks Reinhardt, who takes it down the sideline and into the end zone, no problem, to put the Wildcats on top early. Priceville goes 3 and out, and the Wildcats gets the ball back, and big man Michael Parker there making the catch. It takes 3 defenders to take him down, but he picks up the first down. A few plays later, Thies hands it off to Jeremiah Childs, and he runs it in for the touchdown, and the Wildcats widen their lead to 14, and Westminster Christian crushes Priceville 70-6. The Wildcats will travel to Sacs next week in the postseason.
It's like they were playing a video game out there tonight at Van Dyke Stadium.
And they just ran all over them. All right, to Woodville at Section. The Panthers are in the last playoff spot in 1A Region 6, while Section is not moving on. And it's a foggy one at Section High School. In the first, Joseph Gray finds Taylor Payne in the end zone for the first score of the game.
Looks like a scary movie setting.
It does. It's a little creepy. A few plays later, Lane Carter takes the handoff right in for the touchdown, but they miss the point after, so it's 13-0 Lions. Let's go to the final. And Section goes on to win 47-21 next week. Woodville will play at Hackleburg.
All right, let's check in with Madison County and Scottsboro. Of course, both of these teams had high expectations, but it's going to kind of end tonight for both of these squads. We start things off in the second. Wildcats up 21-3. A handoff is made to Alfonso Province, or we better know him as Tay Province right here. He scores before the half. That makes it a 21-9 game, but Scottsboro still on top. Now, of course, it was great to be a Wildcat, as the Lady Wildcats were saying right there in the cheering section. Extra point attempt. Guess what, Hannah? It's coming up, and it is blocked by Ethan Edmondson. The score remains 21-9. Now watch this before the half. Joseph Reyes throws it to Chris Manning, who almost comes in contact with our cameraman. Good thing he was on point right there, but couldn't score before the half, so it's 21-9 at that point. And if you check out your final score, that remained the same the rest of the way, 21-9. Congratulations, Scottsboro. They scored a victory over Madison County. Another big game, Deshler hosting Muscle Shoals. These two teams are only actually, we're going to go to Buckhorn next. Oh no, we're going here. All right, let's check out Austin and James. Clemens, Hannah, that's all you.
This is a Thursday night game. Now the Black Bears, they're looking to go undefeated. Right there, they just got James Clemens just got a touchdown to go up 7-0. But on the ensuing kickoff, it's short, and Cade Jenkins catches it, and he is gone. He returns it for a touchdown to tie the game up. Let's go to the final. Austin goes on to win 28-14. to finish undefeated in the regular season with a perfect 10-0 record. Next week, they will host Carver from Birmingham in the 6A playoffs.
All right, let's check out another Thursday night game. You got North Jackson and Buckhorn. It was senior night. Of course, it was also a very windy night at Tommy R. Ledbetter Stadium. They hosted, of course, North Jackson. We picked it up 5 minutes into the first. Andrew Darnell trying to punt, but the snap is off the mark, and he's tackled for a very big loss. Now, Buckhorn trying to get into the end zone. Watch an incredible play right here. William Stiles, the quarterback. He's running, trying to dodge the defender. Eventually, you think he's about to go out of bounds, but then he just flicks it into the end zone. Our cameraman pans over, and next thing you know, it's a touchdown that's caught by Kenneth Allison for the Buckhorn Bucks. They're up 7-0. Now, after a long North Jackson pass, Cade Abbott takes the handoff, stretches for the goal line, appears to fumble, but they call it a touchdown on the field. 7-7 at that point. But after that, Buckhorn would actually cruise to a big victory. Let's check out your final as it is 40-14. Buckhorn goes on to beat North Jackson in Thursday night action.
We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we have much more high school football action, including Lauderdale County at Brooks. Stay with us.
If you've got a score from your favorite team, send it to us right now. Let's get back to the highlights on First Down Friday night on WZDX.
And we're back on First Down Friday night. We got many more highlights coming your way on the Mega Show with Deshler. But first, let's take some time to talk about our MVP of the week.
It goes out to running back Armani Goodwin. In Florence's game against Hazel Green, Goodwin rushed for 313 yards and 5 touchdowns. And with the win, the Falcons earned a spot in the playoffs. Now, the running back is only a freshman, and there is no telling what he'll be able to do as he gets older. He's just happy to be going to his first postseason.
I just have to do it to help my team out and help my players out to win the playoffs. It's my first time being in the playoffs, and feel good to make it to the playoffs and stuff.
He's been bringing a burst to our offense, all season long. Very, very consistent player. He's a big-time player.
If you think you know of a deserving athlete who should be our next First Down Friday Night MVP Award winner, just shoot us an email. firstdownmvp@rocketcitynow.com with the player's name, school, position, and the wonderful thing of what, Hannah?
Gotta have those stats.
Absolutely. Of course, we will announce the winner every Wednesday, and then we'll recap the winner right here on First Down Friday Night. Now, I promise you Deshler versus Muscle Shoals highlights, and they are coming to you right now. Of course, these two schools are only separated by 4 miles, so you know the jaw-jacking always goes back and forth. In the first, Jalen Polk throws the throwback pass to Jacoby Ballou. He gets the first down to set the Tigers up for this. Channing Mormon lobs it to Xavier Trotter. He extends his arm out for a touchdown, and the Tigers take an early 7-0 lead. Let's go to the second now. Mormon and company, they are still rolling as he'll throw the solid pass to Hayden Stutz. And Muscle Shoals just can't keep up with this young man. 57 yards later, he is in the end zone as he has space and opportunity in front of him. Deshler on top, 14-0. But later, here come the Trojans. Terrell McDonald keeps it on the quarterback keeper right there to get Muscle Shoals on the board. Back and forth affair in this one, but let's check out your final as Muscle Shoals comes back and goes on to win 27-14. Both of these teams in the playoffs next week. Muscle Shoals hosts Gardendale while Deshler will travel out to Dora.
To Lauderdale County out Brooks. Now, both of these teams are in the playoffs. In the first, Carson Daniel connects with William Tucker, and he takes off down the field. But watch out, our photog Rachel gets taken down by a ref, but she still manages to get Tucker taking it into the end zone for the touchdown.
That is good teamwork right there.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Later, Michael Brown is looking for Levi Greer, but he is picked off by Lazarius Decatur, and he takes it back the other way a few plays later. Noah Turbyfield takes the handoff, and he dodges defenders as he takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown to widen their lead to 14. And Brooks goes on to win 47-20 next week in the playoffs. Brooks will take on West Point and Lauderdale County is awaiting the tiebreaker to decide who they will be facing.
Once again, shout out to Rachel for taking one for the team tonight, and she's A-OK, everyone. Decatur Heritage is trying to rebound from last week's loss with a victory against Tharptown. It did not take them long to get on the board. First play of the game, Wildcats with the ball. Carson Petrie throws it up and is intercepted by Decatur Heritage's Jeff Hunter. He knows what to do with it. He's the nice recipient of a pick six. 40 yards on the touchdown. Extra point was good, and the Eagles take a 7-0 lead. We'll pick things up in the second quarter now. Nathan Ladner in at quarterback fires the 1-yard touchdown pass to guess who? It is Jeff Hunter for another touchdown. Decatur Heritage is up 14-0. Then the Eagles will score again. Here comes Colton Keat into your living room right here. But he doesn't run over our cameraman in this one. He takes it to the house for a score. 51 yards on that one. 21-0 at that point. Decatur Heritage wins this one easily tonight by a final of 55-0. Next week, Decatur Heritage travels down to South Lamar for the playoffs.
To a Thursday night game in East Limestone where the Indians are hosting the Tanner Rattlers. In the first, the Indians are up 7-0, and it's fourth and forever. Derek Davis is wide open, though. He makes the catch and races in for the score.
Talk about your busted coverage.
Wait a second, though. It's brought back because of a false start.
Oh, man. Gotta hate those.
You really do. East Limestone gets the ball back after Tanner's drive stalls, and Ryan Rodriguez blocks the punt to give them great field position, but they can't get it into the end zone and are forced to kick a field goal. But it's good to give them a 10-point lead, and East Limestone goes on to win 49-6. The Indians are in a three-way tie in 5A Region 8, and they are waiting to find out their postseason fate.
All right, let's take you out to Madison tonight. St. John Paul II hosting Clements. The Colts are facing 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Greg Wells is in that quarterback, and you know what he's going to do with a nice quarterback sneak, but somehow he scoots his way across the goal line for a touchdown. Extra point was good. The Colts led 7-0. Time for those Falcons to respond. Their quarterback is Seth Brown. He runs the play action right here. He's going deep looking for Gerard Moore, but he is intercepted by Ken Bennington, and the Colts have the ball going the other way. So let's pick things up now in the second quarter. Clements going to the air, Ware steps back and finds a wide open Cade Hand for another touchdown. 13-0. Clements on top when we left. However, look at this final score. Shout out to St. John Paul II, 16-13 over Clements. First win in 4 years. Once again, shout out to those Falcons for breaking that long losing streak. That takes some kind of momentum into the offseason.
So big for them, Mo. So happy for the Falcons. All right, now to another Thursday night game. Sheffield at R.A. Hubbard in the third. The Bulldogs are up 7-0. Sheffield's Leonard Cheatham throws to his man, and look at that speed. He is gone. A 60-yard touchdown for the Bulldogs. It puts them up by 14. Later, as the clock is winding down in the fourth, Cedric Carroll takes the handoff and almost gets dragged down here, but he stays up and he takes it into the end zone to widen their lead.
Would not be denied that end zone.
No, he won't. Sheffield goes on to win 21-0. The Bulldogs play at Fife in the playoffs next week.
It's going to be a tough battle for the Sheffield football team against Fife, of course, defending Class 2A champions, but we'll see what will happen. Another score from around the area. It was a dogfight tonight in Guntersville. Must have been one of those 3 yards in a cloud of dust type games. Guntersville beats Albertville in the Battle of the Ville 7-0. Next week, Guntersville will take on St. Clair County in the playoffs. All right, that will do it for all our high school stuff, but we've got a very big college weekend coming this way. Of course, it'll create some separation in conference play for teams like Alabama, Auburn, and Alabama A&M. We got your final weekend previews coming up next.
Welcome back. There is a full slate of college football games tomorrow. Let's check out what we can look forward to.
Of course, two big battles in the SEC West, and the road to the SEC West title makes a stop in T-Town as Alabama plays host to LSU. Coach Nick Saban has been impressed by the Tigers' resurgence since dropping that game to the Troy Trojans about a month ago, and thinks the Bayou Bengals are playing their best football right now. LSU head coach Ed Orgeron continues to see Alabama as the benchmark in the SEC and wants to end the Tigers' 6-game losing streak to the Crimson Tide tomorrow night. That game's at 7 p.m.
Auburn is in College Station to take on Texas A&M. Now in this series, the road team always wins. The Tigers have won twice at Kyle Field, while the Aggies have won 3 times at Jordan-Hare Stadium. So Auburn is hoping to even things up and get a win before getting ready for top-ranked Georgia next week.
Despite losing the Magic City Classic, the Alabama A&M Bulldogs still have a shot at winning the East Division title, and a win against Alcorn State tomorrow will help their cause. The Braves are led by Lenoris Footman and DeLance Turner offensively, but Alabama A&M's defense is best in the SWAC when it comes to total defense. So if they can find a way to contain those guys and score offensively, they'll have a chance to win tomorrow afternoon.
Jacksonville State is hosting Murray State tomorrow. If the Gamecocks can win their last 3 regular season games, they will likely earn a top 3 seed for the 4th straight season. A win tomorrow will put JSU's OVC win streak at 30.
And finally, the UNA Lions are still in the hunt for at least a share of that Gulf South Conference title. They're at West Florida tomorrow in another must-win to have a chance type of game. The Lions are hurting with 9 players out for the season due to injury. Thanks for joining us tonight on First Down Friday Night. For Hannah Olavito, I'm Mo Carter. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week for the playoffs.